Hi.
Hello, hello. I have text to speech on the chat right now. Can you hear it? That's the new tech upgrade for this stream. So yeah, let me blank off my canvas here. Today's stream is about character designing.
Hi Kira, hi San.
Hello, Zian. So I have here 4 character designs of mine for 4 of my original characters that have been around for a while. And I am gonna redesign at least one of them. I don't think I'll redesign all 4 of them. It would be nice to redesign at least 2 of them, though. But basically, the way that they look right now is fairly simple. Because I never quite understood how to design clothes. So my idea for this stream is to kind of redesign the clothes part of it. So like, you know, their features like hair, height, facial structure, all that stuff is the same. I'm basically
Its chat has a voice
them,
face blue smiling. The art looks so cool.
Giving them a new outfit. Yes, the chat has a voice. Let me know what you think about it. If you want, I can make it so that you have to type a command for it to trigger the voice. Otherwise, right now, it's every single chat message that you send will have a voice. But yeah. I will start with this one. I actually got started earlier just so that I could have an idea of how this stream would work out. But before I get into redesigning the whole outfit, I wanted to get an idea of the color palette. So the original color palette
it
for
will
this
be
character,
harder when there are too many people typing though, but it's cool.
Yeah, we'll see if there ever will be too many people typing. I think my chat is slow enough that it doesn't interrupt. The only one it will interrupt is me. But yeah, so this is the original color that I had with her, like a light red, a bit of yellow for the accents, and then like as a top accent color like the green. I find when I was coloring this, it feels kind of like she's like an apple, like a red apple. That was the kind of feeling I got while I was coloring this one. So then while I was doing that, I was thinking like, what other kind of alternate color palettes could work for her? So since this one's really light, I thought, what if I tried doing some darker colors? And I tried this one.
Did you have an inspiration for the art? Sorry if I am asking too many questions. Yaaaa.
It's okay, questions are good. This was quite a while ago, but all of these are kind of in a vague fantasy world that one day I thought maybe I could come up with a story for, but since I've created all of these characters, I've realized that I cannot write stories. So they're basically staying as character designs. Well, they've been staying as character designs for like many, many years. But for this character in particular, I don't remember what the inspiration was. If I were to say my general inspiration for all of these character designs is probably to do with Fire Emblem, the one game series that I play. And around this time period, I think I was reading Akagami no Shirayuki Hime, Snow White with the red hair, that manga anime. So some design sense is probably influenced from that as well. So yeah, this was the darker color palette. And then since I had these 2 red-based color palettes, I thought, why don't I try a blue one? Well, This is more like black and white with a hint of blue. And then that was this color palette. So this one feels a lot more modern compared to the, I guess, more fantasy of these ones, which was the original intent of the outfit and design. Also, this one looks a lot like Link, or it gives me that vibe right now. The green. So yeah, these are the different color options. I still am kind of partial to the lighter red one because that's how I've always seen her, since that's the color that I originally drew her with once upon a time. But yeah, the colors are just there for me to pretend to think about. The real point of this stream is going to be redesigning. So for her, the motif that I think I'll redesign her with is with these knots here. I feel like this is an interesting element. So I'll like
I like the lighter red ver.
I'll multiply the knots by like 50 or something. We're gonna like make this incredibly knotful. Yes, I also like the light red version, which might end up being the way it goes. So let's how should I do this? I guess I could basically draw the same thing. For an outfit, let's just have a simple standing pose. Don't mind the blockiness. We're just gonna think about it. So fashion-wise, things with knots. If I
feel like if you can lower the volume of chat cause it is louder than you heavy black heart.
Oh, okay. I will lower the volume of the chat. I have lowered it by like more than half. Thanks for the feedback. I couldn't really test the volume and stuff. Alright. The one way that we can have a lot of knots, let me look up some inspiration. So there's like decorative knots that I could have as ornaments on clothes, and there's also knots that you can do with the actual fabric. Let's have the inside outfit be the kind that has like so she'll have like layers. By the way, the reason why I'm like thinking of redesigning is actually because I kind of want to turn these into models, like, you know, like VTuber models. Since I have found that I rather enjoy drawing models. And then I can finally say goodbye to these designs, as they'll actually have a purpose instead of just being designs. So then someone might be able to use it. So like a knot in the clothes like that could be a way of incorporating a knot. And then this
cool.
The question is how to... Because then this would be rather loose, right? Actually. There would have to be another layer underneath this layer, right? Do I want, like, higher pants? In fact, do I want pants or do I want, like, a different style of bottoms? Because this design and basically every single one of my other designs, I find that the pants are too simple. Well, I guess this one's a bit different. But, like, the pants tend to be just, like, straight up just pants, right? So if I'm gonna be designing something to be more visually interesting, I should try doing something other than pants. The kind of clothes that would have a lot of knots. Actually, what if I make it so that this is like, you know, a belt knot, and then there's actually a shirt underneath it? Kind of like how in, like, I don't know, Japanese, I'm not gonna be very accurate here, but like kimonos, right? They have like obis and stuff, like a belt.
The second guy looks like he's from a royal family.
Oh, you picked up on something. Not necessarily a royal family, but he's from a pretty well-off family.
Kimono.
I really want... Okay. My ornamental rope references are either Celtic knots or like Chinese knots. If I'm to include decorative knots. So... the question is, how can I incorporate it naturally? Kind of know, like, for Chinese knots, how they can be used in... as, like, fasteners? But kind of... If I take a look at how it is right now, there's, like, the collar. And then there's a knot. Let's make the knot even higher, maybe, if I do this. Oh, hey, Adoki! How do you like the text-to-speech?
I didn't know the stream is on.
Didn't know the stream is on? I mean, it just started 14 minutes ago? Let's add knots throughout. I have knots like here. That gives quite a number of knots. We've got this.
OPPs. Well, TBH, I barely hear anything from that text-to-speech.
Oh, did I lower it too much?
LOL.
Let's raise it up again. Before it was too loud.
Test test.
How's your test? How's the volume on the test?
Well, that sound fine.
It sounds fine? Okay. It feels very, very, I don't know, Chinese. The style right now. How else can I use knots?
Yay.
Be cool if there was some stuff here and like it ties off and like there's like tassels. Periodically. If this were, for example, turned into a model, there's a lot of opportunity for like physics. Don't mind the random
Whoa, that's cool.
stuff. And then I want to do something like around the shoulders. So if I can find any way of like incorporating knots or... Oh wait, actually, would there be... the kind of... Nah, maybe it's better to keep it simple here, actually. Because I want to add another layer on top afterwards. So it'll probably be better to keep that. So lots of random tassels there. And then if we have it on the edge of the sleeves, we probably want it over here as well. So then if I have basically a line of knots here that also kind of like drops down like that. And that's like the top. Then the bottoms.
It looks like it's from Chinese clothes.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I can get like the Celtic stuff in there though. Let's see if there are like any good way of doing it with like pants. Literally just searched up Celtic pants and I don't really see many knots in there, but then again, it's kind of hard to incorporate them in there, isn't it? Because the knots themselves are not actual like string kind of, well, they are string knots, but like when I search up Celtic knot and clothes, it tends to be like printed or something like that. Oh, I know. The way to incorporate the Celtic knots is probably to add it in like jewelry. Accessories like that. So like I could add hairpins or like actual clothespins. The knots themselves
Is the
don't seem
time
to
for
be.
you right now around 11 p.m.?
Approximately. Well, let's do poofy pants. We aren't gonna get too many knots in there, but we could have like a hanging belt. And on the belt, it's like knotted with Celtic knot belt. I won't actually draw the design on it. And then there'll be a knot in the knot. Maybe, and it'll hang down, and then there'll be fancy knot here. Like that.
It looks like a chain.
Yeah. But it would be made out of cloth. Now then, footwear. Another thing that I struggle with. Which, again, you can see in my original character design how simple it is. In every instance, it's just like, oh yeah, boots. Or like, oh yeah, shoes of some kind, boots of some kind, no detail whatsoever. We will change that. And actually, can I add more details to these pants? It bugs me how undetailed they are. Like, I could add a different material there.
Your imagination's so cool, unlike me, lol.
It's like, I don't know, practice. I'm looking at a lot of references right now as well. And also, compare the before and after. This is my baseline imagination here. A shirt, pants with no details, boots with no details. At best, the idea that I have with knots here is what's turning into this right now. I'm just trying to take a concept and multiply it by 100 and see what happens. You know what, I could probably do like Celtic knot embroidery or something around here so that the empty space is not so empty. And then this will be an absolute nightmare to draw. But yeah, that looks like it could increase the amount of information up there.
My main issue is the hair. It looks so bad, loudly crying face.
The hair? Oh, the hair is always a challenge. There are lots of different hairstyles. Hands is a classic. I find that hands, though, what I like about hands personally is that you can practice it just by looking at your own hands. Okay, I'm gonna push everything up here, because I feel like portion-wise... There. The shoes. What to do with the shoes. The boots.
But hands are simple enough that my hands are not as terrible.
Hands have like a whole range. Like they can be serviceable, or they can be like incredibly beautiful, or like, you know, you completely mess it up because you don't understand it. Okay, so from what I see here, the knees would be around here, right? Like the waist is around here. So actually, let me... do it like this. I need to look up references for shoes. What kind of shoes would look good with these kind of pants? Or boots? Actually, would it be good to have like... what are they called? Not really shin guards, but like, you know, the thing that goes above shoes? Also, the balance is kind of off. Okay, cancel that. Okay, wait a moment. How should I do this? Let's start by moving this over. I think it needs to be moved like that much. Or, you know what?
I also refuse to use references because I am too lazy, so that's also a problem.
Yeah, that was me. I'm using references now because I'm streaming. And therefore, like, you know, I'm trying to make sure that I have some quality to present towards you. The one on the left is no references. What happens if I search up decorative knot shoes? Is there anything?
No reference looks good.
Decorative knot shoes. No, this just gives me shoelaces. I mean, it's really basic. My no reference. It's just really basic. I'm trying to improve the amount of information there. What if I go like historical shoes? Will that give me like old shoes instead of like running shoes? Oh boy, these are some interesting shoes. Maybe not. Well, shall I just go for my classic boots? Some kind of boots? Do boots work in this situation though? I feel like the clothes has changed enough that boots might not match anymore. Like they're too rough for the delicate look. I think so. Then shoes. So like we got ourselves bare legs.
Do you also have a problem about having too many ideas, but too lazy or no time to make them?
Not really, to be honest. I I have a lack of ideas, perhaps. Maybe the pants need to be longer. Maybe that's what I'm feeling here. Let's just stretch it. Oh, actually, what if I keep the pants short, but I add, like, a skirt around it that's longer? How would it come from? Where would it come from? Maybe that would be like the outerwear. The top came together so easily, but like the bottom, this is always the case. How do you draw legs? How do you draw feet? How do you draw shoes?
Maybe sandals except for shoes.
Maybe sandals. I mean, It's just that it feels like there's so little information on the bottom, and it doesn't quite match the aesthetic of everything that's going on up there. Could also just be... Let me try putting the pose so that it's a bit more, I don't know.
I have way too many ideas but have never gone making them, lol.
It's good to have lots of ideas though. As long as you don't forget them. Write them down or something. And then when you get the skill to be able to use it, you'll have like a whole list of things that you can do. Does it look better if I put the legs together instead of apart? You know, I think heels is probably the way to go for this kind of look. Maybe? Would heels help?
That's also problem, I forget stuff in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, maybe you can write it down then.
or 25.
So heels. Does it feel... well, okay, you know what? I think I'll have to stop obsessing over the feet and legs. I can always come back and change it up later. Let me just add on the head. Let's just, you know, the eyes that are like this.
Yes, should sometimes I do, but I don't when the character is like a reoccurring character. Smiley face.
When it's a reoccurring character, you think that you'll be able to remember it.
Yep.
The text-to-speech pronounces that as yeb. Yeah, don't mind the fact
LOL.
that she looks way different right now, but I can't draw something on model this quickly. So, basically, I want to figure out what I want to do with the headgear. It's a bit big. Because my brush is too big, I'm making everything too big.
That's fine.
Alright, there we go. So, now, if you look here, this item, I have no clue how that attaches to her head. I need to figure out what this actually is. Or if I can find something that can go on someone's head that actually exists, and it's not just like someone dropped a towel on her head. Because that's what it is right now. Someone dropped a towel on her head.
The pose on the feet or legs.
The pose on the feet or legs?
Looks cool.
Ah, yes. It's a classic pose. Alright, what can I do? I accidentally clicked on the shopping tab instead of the images tab. I don't want to go shopping for hats. I want to look at hats. Okay. Well.
Sorry, my brain delayed.
And there is a lot here. Like half of these hats are baseball caps. How do I find like proper hat ideas? All right, let's call it headgear.
Oof.
No, this gives me like helmets. All right, let's add my keyword here, decorative knots. How have people been incorporating decorative knots in their headgear? Not much. Or like, I guess, kind of like a bandana headband? Maybe that could be, yeah, that I can see how that could work. So headbands are a thing that exists. If you take the shape of a headband as is, like this is what a headband would look like, and then around the headband itself, you take like a string and you wrap it around as a knot design, then you have a headband which also has knots. And then I had said earlier about... let's ignore the random floating cloth, so this would actually be her hair behind the headband. I said before that I could have like a bunch of pins or like stuff like that. So it could be there. So that it's metal. And then... yeah. She would have a slightly different silhouette because she doesn't have the random cloth covering that would give this shape. I liked this silhouette, but it's a bit rounder like this. Well, actually, should I just give her like a hair flip there then? And that'll retain the silhouette, but this is actually hair. Let me shrink the head again. Alright. And this is the inner layer, which is to say there will be an outer layer. Because I believe in layering. So I'll first start with covering up some of this vaguely, just vaguely, so that I don't get too confused. I'm thinking the outer layer can be like, not quite a cape, but like a cloak, I guess. You know, like this kind of thing. That makes it consistent with this part, which is very drapery.
Looks good.
And then we can go wild with the tassels again. It would be nice if I could have more knots. Is it just tassels, or can I add knots to this? So like I can have the edge of this.
It quite, but I like that type of clothing.
This type of clothing, the incredibly over embellished, I think it's pretty nice too. Oh, and then since I do have like the concept of what, like over here I set up the concept of metal pins that have like Celtic knots. We could have one here. I don't know how to draw Celtic knot exactly, but like that would be a fairly hefty one, and that's used to pin the cloak shut. Actually, let me quickly search a reference for that. I'm sure there would be cloak, pin, Celtic knot. It does appear that there are quite a number of them. So vaguely does exist. I think I like the one that has like the pointed edge, so I'll add a random pointed edge to this. And then since I like embellishments, let's have something hanging from it as well. And if I can continue looking at cloaks, cloak, decorative cloak? I misspelled that like crazy. It turned into a decorative cloud. Alright, decorative coats. Cloaks. Wow, these are not as decorative as I thought they would be when I searched this up. A bit too realistic, I suppose. They're just, you know, it just has like the embroidered edge. And that's considered, oh, actually, an interesting idea here. I see one cloak that has like these cutouts for the arms. So instead of it being a straight thing here, it would actually have a cutout there. And that makes it so that the shape is a bit different. And I'll take it. I'll take that slight shape difference. So that means like when you raise your arm like this, the cloak has like a cutout so that it does that instead of bunching up. Then you get this nice edge there. But yeah, I'll take that concept. Alright. What else can I do? I still don't like what happened with the with the boots, with the shoes. But I just don't know what... I don't know enough about footwear.
Honestly, I wonder what you would consider as a decorative good.
A decorative good? I mean, this is decorative for sure. I'm just trying to, like, go crazy. Or decorative cloud, I'm guessing, is what you meant to type. I'm just going off text-to-speech. Wow, interesting. I mean, I could show you what my Google search gave, but it's really just, it's to do with, like, home decorating. So it's just, like, putting clouds in your room. The little things that, like, hang off strings.
No, I misspelled.
The misspellings get more noticeable when it's text-to-speech.
Cloud.
Isn't this crazy? This level of detail. So if I were to turn this into, like, a VTuber
Yep,
model...
does.
If I were to turn this into a VTuber model, is that, like, way too specific? No one would ever use it? The legs bother me so much. I could turn it into, like, a skirt or, like, a dress, and then it would just cover everything to the bottom, and then I wouldn't have to be like, what is this? What is this awkward space here? I could also just make the pants longer. But, like, from this area,
I feel like it can be used for, like, a deserty look.
A deserty look. And that's when I go back. So yeah, the color palettes that we went over. Is red still the way to go here? Now that it's been redesigned like crazy. Would this be better if you're thinking a deserty look? Or still red? Let's grab those colors and do it on this side. Just to see how it looks. Real quick.
Still light red.
And the main color here. The cloak. The cloak is... Oh, whoops. This is a bit funny.
It looks so good.
Let's put it on top here. And then the under shirt is darker red. And then the accent color is yellow. So all the tassel stuff that are like way too tiny to color are gonna be yellow. The pants were this dark red. That's pretty much brown. I don't know what this is. For the top, no, this is actually hair, so color that in. Grab the green for the eyes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, so I'll just color that all brown. Okay, well, for the shoes, maybe I'll use the dark red instead. The green was meant to be accents on some things as well.
That looks good, thumbs up sign.
You know what? I think the pants can be the same color as the, like, inner shirt.
You got these.
I really wish I knew how to do the bottom part. It bugs me so much. It bugs me so much. Okay, well, it's not something that I can resolve by looking at it, so I'll put it aside as it is now, and I can always adapt it later. And just to be clear, the colors are also completely up in the air.
The bottom is good, but with the LVL of detail on the top part, so yet.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Let's say one character done. You know what? For stream's sake, I will throw it on my screen. So I'll throw it in like the corner.
Yeah, that's good. I lobe it.
It'll probably change.
Love, I mean.
Alright. Let's throw that in the corner while I switch to the next character. What's this guy? I've drawn him on my channel before. He's one of my earliest characters. Incidentally, this is probably the earliest of my original characters, and then after that would be him, and then him, and then she's actually my most recent. So, jumping back here. I didn't have different color palettes, so instead we'll just go straight into the redesigning part without thinking about colors. Because I've come to realize, even if I try thinking of colors, it might just change after trying to redesign it. So, as you noticed, he is of relatively well upbringing. There isn't really a motif in his design that I can pull out like I did for her, which was the small amount of knots made me go like, let's go full on knots. So for him, I'm gonna go and make him all out prince. Because this is something I've actually been looking at recently, thinking about like redesign or just designing in general, clothing design in general. Been looking at the princely outfit kind of look along the lines of like CL Phantom Hive from Black Butler. That overly designed kind of style. So I wanted to try my hand at it. Well, we'll start with the random basic basic skeleton. Because this is his young form. He does eventually grow up in story, but I'll never write that story, so... This is it for him.
Ain't nobody speaking LOL.
Like, nobody chat? You are speaking. Drawing streams are kind of hard to speak with. It is, after all, just drawing. And I'm also not drawing any fan art or anything. I'm just drawing. Drawing my original characters. Proportions, well, whatever. Who cares about proportions when I'm just trying to come up with clothes? He looks a bit more grown up than he should be, but
Dawn, they all left after I said oof.
Are you looking at the viewer count? The viewer count could be inaccurate if that's what you're looking at. But I'm sure that people don't leave just because of a chatter. As I say, like, this is not a particularly interesting topic of a stream.
I hope not, LOL.
Anyways, there's my skeleton. My skeleton upon which I will draw some clothes.
WDYM, it's interesting.
I mean, it's interesting to a certain extent, yes. But I won't assume that people are interested in a random person's, like, original characters, you know? There's a lot of things that compete with for people's attention, you know, with the internet and all. Let's have... And people can choose what to do with their time. Of course, thank you for choosing to spend your time watching this stream.
I like seeing people's art.
But yeah, that is indeed one of the reasons to watch streams like this. I also occasionally watch random streams for art. I suppose that makes sense since I also draw. So what? The way to get this princely look is to have a vest. From what I can gather.
here, hi, I wanna tell you about something that I'd how to respond.
I want to tell you about something that I don't know how to respond? I don't think I know how to respond to that. Or rather, I don't quite understand what you mean by that. So, as far as design elements that I can keep from this over here, I really don't know. The fact that... I mean, there is a belt. I could have... Vests can also have belts, right? Or maybe not. But yeah. This one would have, like, shorts. So... shorts and then socks. Feels a bit too simple, honestly. Feel like I don't have the concept of, like, you know, a million knots, so it's not going as out there crazy. It's just vaguely Prince. So how can I embellish this? There's a lot of ways I should be able to embellish this, right? I can add, like, a lot of buttons. Buttons. Chains. Frills. I suppose those are ways of, like, embellishing things, but I also... Well, I suppose it's not like... I'm basically sending these characters away if I'm going to turn them into models and be like, you know, for other people to use. So I don't need to worry about internal consistency. But, like, as a character, he wouldn't be the type to wear too many frills. But if I'm sending him away... Where could I even add frills, honestly? Where would it make sense to add these embellishments? If I add one of these things, like where it's shorts, but like it has it folded up. Nah, I think I prefer a clean cut. Clean cut shorts. And then is it really just add a heck of a lot of buttons? Because like instead of having one of these kind of vests, have like this kind of vest, right? Like the kind that has like the double buttons. And well, when it comes to this, probably less is more. So we can have 3 here.
Nice.
And then perhaps you can see just a bit of the belt there. The embellishment would be embroidery along the edges, the lining here. It is also very difficult to tell how to come up with these. Well, I'll give him something here. Is this too fancy? That sort of object. Let's give him heels as well. Just slight heels. And you know what? Let's make the boots go about a bit higher. All right. Let's see, another way of embellishing is to turn that vest into like having what is it called? A tailcoat? You know what? I see something interesting here. Instead of this random frilly part, let's just have a like really big bow. Really big bows look nice.
Well, I have to go now. See you next time then.
Alright. Thank you for sticking
Bye.
around and looking. See you around later. This is so different, outfit-wise. That's too high up here. Let it trail further down. Like that. So that it turns into that sort of thing. And then what? I mean, I could add like
Kira Hi-san, do you know orb?
frills like that. Do I know orb? Orb. Like the anime? I know the word orb. Let's make these buttons a bit more noticeable by doing this. Those are the buttons. And then I really want these to be like straight cut, because the thing, as I said, my pants are so plain. All of them kind of like bunch up, right? Well, this one I kind of drew over already, but they tend to just bunch up around the boots. That's my lazy way out. And like, here, even this, it like, I just draw pants so that they bunch up where the shoes run in. So for me, having, oops, put it on the wrong folder. Having it here. Having it be straight cut is like a revolutionary for my character design. I want to keep it straight cut and not do any poopiness to it. For the boots though. See an interesting pair of boots here where it does like this bend back like that. Like there's a cuff here. And then it's, you know, your classic boot. from here.
Orb is also like a drawing YouTuber from the channel orbs_orb.
Drawing YouTuber? Ah. Yeah, orb is a word, so it's hard to tell what you might be referring to from just the one word.
Sorry.
That's all good. You explained it. It's kind of funny how, for me, it's just like, is it an anime? Are you talking about the anime? That's just how my mind works. Anyways, unlike the other one, I'm
There's an anime called Orb.
Spending a bit of extra time on the shoes unnecessarily, probably, but yeah, there's an anime called Orb on the movements of... Let me, actually. On the movements of the Earth. Yes, it's the Earth. That anime does exist. Kind of want to include some kind of accessory. What would make sense as an accessory for a prince-like character? Like a hanging accessory. Well, let's draw his head back in.
Coat. Idk.
Yeah, I should probably add
LOL.
outerwear. Derpy face. Probably the original character that I have drawn the most ever. And yet I feel like I have a tendency to draw him differently every time. Maybe it's because I draw him so often that I'm kind of like, Yeah, well, whatever. That's basically what he looks like. All right. He looked so bad, I had to correct him a bit, at least. All right, there. I think I need to move his head down and make it just a bit smaller, probably. Just to make it a bit proportional. I know that his head is bigger here, but like this wasn't very proportional to begin with, so... That way he feels a bit more on proportion. And then... Let's see. A coat, right? I like how I did all of this on one layer. Anyways. Coat. The thing is, if I want to actually turn this into like a VTuber model, puffy sleeves like this don't really work well for having another layer on top, because then it needs to kind of like cover it, right? So I would need to have something that covers only up to here. Essentially, right?
Question: are you gonna use text-to-speech for your future streams?
Not very many, I don't think. I'm using it for drawing because I'm staring at the screen. Because I'm drawing. But for other streams, like, say, like, gaming streams, my monitor is in front of me, and then my chat is right beside it, because I've got a dual monitor setup. But when I'm drawing, I'm looking at my tablet, which is, like, down here. And so I have to look up to see chat, which makes it slightly more difficult. The way I used to do my drawing streams was that I would, you know, look down what I'm drawing, and then literally look up, look down, look up, look down to monitor chat. Which actually, I feel like worked out pretty well, surprisingly, but... I'm trialing out the text-to-speech just so that I don't have to always look up at chat. Because oftentimes it doesn't move.
That matches the style I think of, like the Prince style, you know.
Yeah, the Prince style is nice. You think anyone would use it if I turned this into a model? The thought of turning these into models and then no one using them. I don't know what the current what do you call it, state of people looking for VTuber models is really.
Absolutely.
Right now,
I think people will use them.
I'm kind of like thinking about, I don't know, selling for like $5 or something. This is confusing. How do these coat jacket things work? It's not just that. Maybe I shouldn't do like the jacket part. Cloak part, and then I see some things which have like a fastener, and then like it fastens like that, and then you can even have fancy things hanging off. So maybe this is probably the way to go for it. Oh, actually, you know what this is making me think right now? Is this the kind of thing where you can put like those epaulette things? You know, go full on prince. You could probably have some kind of... Wait, actually, if I do it here, there could be like a border thing like this. All right. And that looks like vaguely prince-like. Kind of like kind of like a cape, cloak. Oh wait, speaking of cape, what if this is actually like a long cape? Like this is actually a cape with like a cloak part, you know, like that. Is that a bit too much considering I already have like the waistcoat item?
It's good.
So then these kind of capes, like from the back view. Okay, well, sure. This is the back view. They tend to look like this, right? From the back. And then, like, the two shoulder things. Roughly. From how I've seen it in, like, other people's designs. That makes him look a bit more... I don't know, I feel like that makes him look a bit more grown up. Giving him this.
But if that was a VTuber, it's gonna be hard, lol.
Why is it gonna be hard? I feel like if it's gonna be a VTuber, this is the one that's gonna be hard. This is hard. There's way too many moving parts. This one, comparatively, is pretty simple. I feel like I might remove the tailcoat thing if I have the cape. Aesthetically. Let me just try erasing it real quick, and then I'll undo it, but I just want to see what it looks like without the extra bit here. And then compare it with that. Thing is that it does look better with it when you take off the cape. Maybe, maybe not. Something to think about, I guess.
It looks better with it.
Looks better with it. I'll see when I color. Ultimately, when I actually like clean up and like make the model, I'm gonna make all of the final design decisions.
It's fine.
So with that, I'll throw this all into a folder. Let's hide skeleton layer. And oh, he ended up being kind of short, didn't he? Let me make him a bit taller. Match him up to his original height here. The proportions are slightly different, but that's who he is. His feet are a bit small, though. Let me grab that. Alright, that feels a bit better.
Short king, it's finey.
Yeah, we've got short king here, and then we've got a tall king here. I mean, it's not that much of a height difference when I look at it like this. Oh, but I guess it is a height difference. This guy is actually probably supposed to be even taller than this, honestly.
LOL.
Because we're comparing a kid, or like a preteen, to an adult, so this guy should probably even be, you know, should be like this tall, maybe. This guy... Okay, I don't know, am I exaggerating too much? But yeah. Let's play around with colors. Without thinking too hard, let's play around with colors. It probably won't be the final color scheme. Right, so this guy, who happens to be one of my oldest designs, is incidentally the same color scheme as me originally. But we'll try different colors. So let's give him... I've got like the color wheel behind me right now. You can't really see it because it's behind me, but like, here. I'll move myself just a bit so that you can see. There. This color wheel. I'm like, looking at these colors like, pink? Orange? Well, the thing is, we've got like... Purple is the color of royalty, right? Royal blue is also like a thing. So like around this area is if I'm going for the straight up, if I think of prints, it'd be around this area.
Try the colors from last time.
The exact same colors? Like these colors?
See how you like him.
With these colors? Or with these colors? Or like with these colors? I feel like these colors might be okay. I feel like this one's a bit too earthy. And I just used this one, so I don't want to reuse it, so... how should I do this? Let's just copy this.
The dark red one.
The dark red one, you think? I'll try this one first.
Oh.
Oh wait, I have to press enter, or... Wait, what am I...
Maybe blue then.
Yeah, here. I just think that blue is like a... classic... royal color. And if I'm to be honest, his original hair color, his original color scheme is more blue. So I feel inclined
Ultimately, it's your decision.
to give it.
Smiley face.
Yeah. And ultimately, the decision that I make on stream is probably not the decision that I will end up taking. So in that sense, it's kind of whatever. So like a kind of, what's this, ash brown? Is that what you call this? For his hair color? And then you would have this as your main color. With your sub-color like this, perhaps? Since this is the main color, it would end up with something like this. But this is also same.
I might have
cloak.
to go for a while. I hate to eat.
Yes, make sure to eat. I'll still be around for a bit, but I don't know if I'll be designing a third
Hope I don't
character.
Miss a lot.
Well, I'm just picking colors right now. I might try out the dark red since you were interested in it, but I'm just gonna start with this one first. So, just trying it out. One thing that I'm not quite a fan about this color palette is that it's a mix of like warm and cold colors. Like this light blue doesn't quite work well with this light orange. So maybe if I swap the light blue for like something that's like more like light red. And the light red is kind of weird with the blue, maybe? I don't know. Like the blue stands out a lot. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Maybe I need to make this more orange. Orange and blue work well because they're complementary colors. Okay, that doesn't quite work. A bit too bright to be like the color of the pants. But would it work as the color of vest? No. Wait, actually, I just realized the vest and the blouse are different colors. Or different items, rather. What if the inside of the cape is a light color, and it's just the outside that's a dark color? Let's get rid of the blue entirely and replace it with the yellow. I want this to be the main color, actually. Like this gray, like dark gray / black with a gold accent is like a classic. So I kind of like that. And the blue kind of bugs me. But the blue should be working well with, like, the gold, right? Because complementary colors. If I make the pants the same color as the vest, it's a bit too much? I think it's a bit too much. I think I like the pants being a lighter color so that I get that contrast. Perhaps. Another thing that I could do is I could pattern the pants. For example, if I just draw like stripes, like they're striped pants. Actually, let me color the boots real quick. Okay. Or if they were like checkered pants. Actually, that might be interesting. Having a more detailed pattern on the pants. Okay, let me try that out. Let me first put it back to plain. I've got some pattern brushes, I think. So I can try a few of them out on here and see what it looks like. Let me see if I can find them though. Attaching, clothing. Got I've got this pattern. Like if he had that pattern on his pants. Let me actually make it smaller. Say like that kind of checkeredish pattern. What other patterns do I have? I don't have very many patterns. Because I don't normally do these clothing pattern things. I might have some downloaded that I didn't load though. Let me check. Because I've downloaded a bunch of like random brushes at times before. And like they come in packs. So yeah, like I've got these Argyle pattern. I'll try one. I'll try one of them out. How do you pronounce it? Argyle? Argyle? Alright, let me erase this. Okay. And then use the Argyle pattern brush. That's what that looks like. Okay, so I'll fill out a space and then, whoops, not rotate, shrink. It's kind of like a diamondy pattern. Maybe not. This one's a bit just feels like polka dots or something. I think if I were to use a pattern brush that I have right now, it would be this one. But there's probably a better suited one out there. And then I can just download it. But just to give myself an idea of it being patterned, there. Now, what I think might be interesting here is if I make the pants patterned, do I want to add patterns elsewhere? Actually, do I even want to make these pants patterned? Because I don't know if it matches. I don't know if it works out. Well, I'll just hide it. I like the plain, simple, light color there. I kind of want more blue though. That's one thing. I guess this could be blue. Maybe he can have like one of those cuff things on his cuff. Lining should be yellow, not blue. Like all of this stuff is yellow. Like along here is yellow. The trim. And honestly, the blouse here could be a lighter shade, like an off-white, rather than the brown. Would that also apply for the pants? Aiming for off-white. Nah, brown works for the pants, I think. But then is there too many colors? I feel like that makes it so there's too many colors. I guess it's better for it to be cohesive. It kind of reminds me of like, you know, having a limited color palette when designing a character. It's like, I used to look at Fire Emblem sprites, and those things, because it was, when I say Fire Emblem sprites, I mean like GBA ones, and like those things have limited colors, right? Because what is it, like 16-bit, whatever, 32-bit, like you can only have so many colors, so like they reuse the same color for like different shadows, and I think it's really cool. Because they can express like the shadow of, let's say like the skin shading uses a brown, and then they can use that exact same brown to shade the hair, or that brown is actually the same brown that they use for like the clothes. And so in that way they only use a certain number of colors throughout the whole sprite. Oh, welcome back, welcome back. I just finished off the blue colors. Although there is an interesting lack of blue, it's just the ribbon and like little details. But I guess that makes blue stand out. Anyways, I'll try out the red this time. The dark red, you said. So I'll copy.
It looks good.
Colors. Thank you, thank you. And then I will see how it looks with this green, red, and yellow. So for this one, shall I make his
it's fine, you don't have to.
You're not interested in it? It doesn't take too much effort for me. I'm just filling out colors. Like a coloring book. And I'm not even coloring in the lines. Red hair sure is different. Let's see, green eyes or yellow eyes? So let's give him green eyes. Green is the main color. Green is interesting. Green is interesting. Green and red is like Christmas, actually. Oh wait, I'm getting Zelda vibes again. Not really, but like kinda. We'll keep it more green by only keeping the yellow on the edge.
LOL.
And then let's go for dark red instead of like a lighter color here. And everything here is green. So much green. Secondary color of red, though. It looks so like, I don't know, foresty. I didn't really take the red from the hair much else, though. Feels like a bit of a bright red to be using in other places. Like, maybe I can put it on the socks? Or is that kind of random? Red shoes? Like, as a standout statement piece. Feels a bit random. It's like, oh, the top of his head is red, therefore the bottom of his, like, feet should also be red. But make it green instead. Because everything else is green. And then maybe, like, the part here could be red. I mean, yellow. It could be red, actually. If I wanted it to be. Oh, but that makes it look like Christmas shoes. Like elf shoes or something. Now that I've said that, the fact that it's just green makes it look like elf shoes.
I feel like the message of stream is quite a bit delayed. I don't know why, but I could be wrong.
The message of stream? Like chat? Should be at its... Yeah, it's at ultra low latency right now. The text-to-speech might be delayed, though. I don't know how that works exactly.
Yet.
I do have it so that it triggers once it receives the message, though. Like, once it receives the message, it will read it out loud. I'm not a fan of the colors here, or at least the way that I've laid them out. I think it works better if the vest is brown, and then... No way. But if I make the pants more neutral, I think that's kind of my issue. I think I just want like more neutral colors. That's the thing. Colors that aren't so obviously colors. And just have like brown boots. No personality to them. Like the colors come into play more so for like cape. And then his clothes are more neutral. What if I make the vest red? Make it even more Christmas? Make it all red, so like even the ribbon? Maybe not the ribbon. This would be red as well. I mean, it's okay, I guess. The Christmassy-ness. Christmas is red and green because they work well together, right?
Hehe.
That way I do get like my main colors and not as main colors. What do you call it? Let's use yellow on the bottom then. Nah, yellow on the bottom or red on the bottom? Red on the bottom. I'm not sure about the green, honestly. Because what's gonna happen if the green is only on the outside cape, and that's like what's giving the green color? Then like, if you remove the outerwear, and you only have like the inside, it's a completely red... Like, I like the color scheme then, of just the inside. But then when you add the cloak thing, suddenly you add a lot of green. And it's like, well, you took the cloak from the wrong outfit. That's how it feels. I feel like I need to get rid of green entirely in that case. Like, the primary color should be
Can
red. The
you
secondary
try
color
to make
would
the inner
be
cape yellow?
gray. Sure. And then the issue about making the inner cape yellow is that, again, if you took out the outer cape, then you would have an outfit that's red, gray, with only a ribbon that's yellow. But then you're adding on this cape that's green and yellow without any red or any gray, black. And you would expect if you're wearing something like this, it should match. So maybe if I keep the, as you suggested, if I keep the cloak, the inside of the cloak yellow, but if I change the outside of it,
The other cape thingy.
the other cape thingy, this one kind of looks interesting. This one? Although now that I've changed this, this kind of looks nice. If I change the other one, it blends in together now, but if I change this to red instead,
Yet and the other one green again.
I kind of want to get rid of green entirely. I feel like green is just gonna be noise at this point. Like, it doesn't make sense to add green just to the outer side.
That's perfect. Looks good.
Yeah, it makes more sense now. Although I don't like how the red is
red
blending
one.
in here. Yes, yes, yes. I could tell, don't worry. It would have been too fast if you were reacting. Or too slow?
Wait.
Wait? You're saying that it currently looks good right now.
LOL.
This makes him look so serious. So that versus this.
Yet it will look anyway.
The color cohesion is probably better on this one, I think. Because I just really don't like the blue here, to be honest. I like how he's got light pants, though. So it stands out from, like, the dark cape stuff. I guess this one's kind of doing the opposite, where there's dark pants that's, like, has the back of a lighter colors in the back.
Don't mind my lack of words.
Yes, yes. Also, it's probably just my bias from the fact that I know that his character is more blue themed, so when I see him in
I
red,
meant to say it looks
it's a bit
good
different.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'll probably change things up when I decide to actually draw him properly out there. Wow, when I combine them, he looks like this.
Not it look anyway.
Yeah, Alright. If I were to, like, design one of the other two, there's this one and this one left. I think it might be a bit of an endeavor. Oh, it's only been 2 hours. That's kind of crazy. When you think about it. That means I took about an hour each for these designs. Is it time to revisit this and be like, so, about those shoes? About the legs here. It really is just the below knee part which bugs me. How can you draw or design something for below the knees?
Are you gonna do them all or different stream for the two?
I'm probably not gonna do another stream for this concept. This was just I don't know, something to draw with, something to do for drawing. If I were to do the other two, then it would probably just be my own time drawing, if I ever get around to it. I mean, maybe I would decide to do a stream. I don't think that far in advance for these things. So, coin toss, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a lot of potential things I could do. I have a lot of potential things I could draw. I guess, as you say, the question of ideas versus time, but like, it's not really an idea. Like, doing these redesigns isn't really an idea, it's more like a... Do I call it a challenge? Because, like, technically I don't have any ideas for these. I just know, yeah, I'd like to redesign them so that I finally move on from this. Because I have so many OCs that I never use that I just want to, you know, put them to rest. Give them life properly outside of my hands. If anyone would take them. So, yeah, it's just that. I've got like twice as much where this came from, by the way. But I don't have ideas for them. So it's not an idea. I'm like
No way,
designing
give them rest, lol.
Giving them each their own unique design is also kind of nice in the sense that when I was creating them as original characters, they were all kind of in this fantasy-ish world. So creating things that were too specific didn't make sense if I want to make it like they're all in the same story. Then they need to have a cohesive image, but like, since I'm making them into separate characters now, this and this do not look like they belong in the same story. Like, their design sense is too different now. But it's fine, because they are just gonna be singular characters. It is absolutely giving them... putting them to rest, though, for me, personally. I've been stringing them along for far too long. So if anyone would take them, as long as they, you know, take care of them, I think I would be happy to give them away. All right. I'm just debating. Should I continue or should I stop? Okay, I'll take a quick look here. If I were to redesign this guy, I think what I would take is this one pack here. And I would give him ultra storage. He's gonna have so much storage. He's gonna be wearing bags, and like he's gonna have pouches attached to his belt. He's gonna have extra belts with other packages attached, pouches and like bags. And that's probably what his redesign would be if I were to do it now. And then for her, I don't think I have an idea for a redesign for her right now. I think her design is too simple. Or I can't pull anything from this to like make it extreme. She was, after all, the first original character that I ever created, so I guess it makes sense that she's kind of simple that way. But yeah, this guy, that one pouch would give me a bit of fuel there. Should I try it out then? After stalling a bit. I'll go as far as doing the lines. I won't do color. I think I'll pass on color for this guy. But I think it shouldn't be too hard to create a character that has max storage. So this guy's tall. His defining feature is he is tall, and he has maximum storage capacity.
Yay.
You know what? Looking at him with his feet together makes me kind of want to draw his skeleton here with his feet together.
He looks cool.
Is that somewhat correct? Proportionate wise? Obviously, I'm just drawing like skeleton here, so it looks funky as heck, but there, skeleton. Alright, let's search up storage. In the end, by the way, like, all of these are vaguely fantasy because that's just the vibe I originally started them with. Should I move away from fantasy for this guy? Wearable storage. I feel like there can be more modern solutions for if I want to create a character who's carrying a lot of stuff, which would be different from my more fantasy looks. Because again, I don't have to be consistent in setting. So when I'm looking and thinking about a lot of storage, I see people who like tool belts and stuff is something that has a lot of stuff that you can kind of wear. So if I turn this guy into like a working guy, if that makes sense, like handyman kind of guy, which is kind of funny. Like, incidentally, originally this character is more like a traveling kind of guy, for what it's worth. So tool belt is where I want to have it. You could even have like those leg belts. Yeah, kind of like an adventurer. But he didn't really do the whole killing monsters thing. You know what? This could be the character, the design that I do that has like infinite belts. You know that design.
My bad English once again, yes.
The design design thing where characters can have like 50 belts on an outfit. Outfit design philosophy. This could be my guy who has that. I see that when there are some of these belts that have a lot of tools on them also have a thing that's kind of like suspenders, I guess. Because it's just so heavy having all of those tools there. So they have this thing. So this is already like belts on this. Who this feels way more specific though. Someone want a VTuber model of like a tool guy? A guy carrying lots of tools? Wow. Wait a moment. The way that these pouches work, that they kind of stack on top of each other like this. So there's those tools that are kind of... It actually like goes more on the side rather than in front. So I guess more like this. Okay. Is there anything that has more storage than this? Like, I see the ones that have 2 things on each side. I also see one that has something in the front. Just very, very small, like, you can just tuck things in the pockets in the front. So it's not like actual long storage or tool storage there. This can be for whoever wants like a slightly more buff model, I guess. Because to carry this, you would need to have some level of strength. Alright. So there is that. Oh, I also see some things that have, again, some storage hooked up here. Wow, so much storage. And then... They also have these things where you can attach carabiners, are they what they called? Which can then hang more stuff. Let's hang like a cloth here. Hang like... What else would you want to hang? Hang like a flashlight, like a mini flashlight here.
Man, I laged out as soon as you started drawing him.
Oh. Your connection is dying? Or it's suffering?
Yes. Both TBH.
Should I give him half-length sleeve shirt? Kind of want him to just like rest his hand on his tool belt. Basically like that. The arm might be a bit long.
It looks like the army thingy.
The army thingy? I'm literally looking at tool belts. If you look at it, it's like just these average guys wearing like, you know, product pictures from Amazon. That's what I'm looking at.
LOL.
Yeah, I'm looking at like the Mellow Tough Pro whatever and like the DeWalt tool belt and yeah. I wonder if there's any other way of adding storage to the upper body. Or if I should feel bad about giving him anything else to hold on to. Because I feel like I could give him, like, an arm strap, right? That also holds something here. If I wanted to, you know, give him more things to hold. But if I want to give him another layer, then I need to keep his arm free from that, so probably best to leave it. I could give him, like, a watch or something. There. Let's see what storage options there are on your legs, but it gives me Lego storage instead. And so I'm searching up leg band storage. Is that how you put it? Leg belt storage? Leg belt? I see. That's interesting. That's kind of okay. Huh. I see some more tool belts where it attaches, interestingly enough, it attaches to the belt, and then, like, it has, like, a strap that goes down, and then it goes around your leg, and then there's a thing on it. And that's, like, how it hangs on. That is a lot of weight to be putting on your belt. So assuming that you're right-handed, the tool belt goes on your right-hand side. So it would be here. And I see, like, a bit of a fun thing where it has like this cloth back there, so I'll take that, perhaps. Or maybe I'll just keep it with the hanging belt. Keep it with the hanging belt. There's a lot going on here, storage-wise. Oh yeah, I guess I'll remove the flashlight. We don't need a random hanging flashlight when we've got a random hanging leg belt. So it attaches to the main belt around the waist. And then this connects around the leg. So I guess this is where I have to actually start drawing legs. Oh, and of course this guy's gonna be wearing cargo pants. So the pants themselves also have storage. This guy is insane. Since it's cargo pants, it'll be a bit baggier.
Why?
Why is he insane? Why does he have way too much storage? Because it's the concept. It's the concept of his character design.
Yeah, why is he insane?
Because he's carrying far too many things. Far too many things at the same time. any possible thing I can add to him, I will add. Because this is his innerwear. He's gonna have like a jacket that also has a bunch of stuff, a bunch of pockets, and a bunch of stuff. Alright, so these pants would have... Yo, you can't even access the pants because they're being covered by the other pocket. He's like got a pocket over his pocket. And then on this side... Can you have storage on your boots? Boot storage. No, not storage for your many boots. It's storage... storage in a boot? That doesn't work either. Hiding things in boot? That's not quite the right meaning. Attaching things to boot? Not really. It's mostly just about the parts of a boot. How to attach the parts together. I mean, there's a lot of different boot designs, I guess. This guy's just got like relatively modern work boots.
It's fine.
He went from being like so fantasy to like so random guy. But he's holding a lot of stuff. Or let me search up cargo pants. I need to see where all these pockets are. Huh, some of them don't have pockets on the bottom leg. Actually, a lot of them don't have pockets on the bottom leg. Just got them kind of on the sides. Sides of the upper thigh. And here I was thinking there would be more pockets. Oh, I see some that are like crazy amounts of pockets. Let's give this guy crazy amounts of pockets. You get more pockets here as well. That's right. Why do you have pockets down there? Okay, maybe I might remove them for the sake of aesthetics. For the sake of aesthetics, sure. he's got so many things within reach of his hands already. I'm doing that thing that I said I didn't like doing, the bunching up at the boots level, but honestly, since I've been removing it from the other stuff, it's probably fine. Well, I say it's probably fine. I'm the one drawing it. It's fine. So, this guy... has thinner eyes that kind of droop down. And he's also got hair that's kind of annoying to draw. Curly hair. I went through a phase where I liked drawing curly hair, but it was a phase. Drawing curly hair. Like, it's fun to draw. The reproducibility is the killer for me. Like, I can draw curly hair once and be like, wow, that was so fun to draw. But then whenever I have to redraw like the same character with curly hair, it's like, oh my gosh, there's too many things to look at. I should probably have drawn this hair on another layer. Well, shifting it now. There. And, here. All right. There we go. Roughly the same hairstyle, slightly different. Say this is a bit more stretched out. That's a bit more flat, and then yeah, that's him. Same guy. Same guy. Alright, let's hide the skeleton now. And then I will come up with some kind of outerwear. Some kind of jacket that has even more storage. Let's make it like a baggy jacket. The kinds that have, like, a hood. Just, like, make it really bulky. I think that's kind of what I would like. Just make this guy take up, like, lots of space. That's a bit much, though. Nah, okay. I can always change it later. So... how do I reconcile this? The fact that he has his arm on his tool pouch here. I guess his jacket goes around it then. Whereas over here, it doesn't. So it just goes down here. And then his hand just rests behind. Oh, but because there's all of these tools... oh, whoops, I've been drawing on the wrong layer this whole time. Well, it's okay. Just the concept. Because there's all the tools, his jacket bulges out a bit there. So you get that kind of look. So you end up with something like that. That's the general shape. And then you would have the storage. So he's already wearing stuff inside there. So if he also has a backpack, he's also wearing a backpack. So he's got the backpack straps in front. We can't see the backpack because he's got so much going on already. Oh well, he's wearing a backpack. And he's wearing like those really long ones that have those extra adjustment straps. So you can at least see the adjustment straps. And his coat is the kind that has pockets on the sleeves. So of course you'll have pockets over here. And it'll also have those zippered pockets on each side. And then of course you'll have the pockets, just, you know, the standard pockets that you have on the, where you would put your hands if you wanted to. And then just a design for the bottom there. Ooh, there's that guy. He became rectangular. But that's kind of like, I mean, that's kind of what he was originally, like the type of character he was originally. So this makes sense for me. Yeah, as I said, I'll skip out on the coloring part, so it's just, you know, concepting him. And that's how he got concepted out. So he's one of those designs where it's like coat on, block, coat off. Well, I guess he's still kind of blocky, but he's more, you know, streamlined. Especially when if you're considering like, you know, on stream look, it would be like what, shoulders up like this versus this. That sort of difference. I find those kind of things kind of fun. My toggle is simple. It just does do I have it here? Hardly anything about my silhouette changes. Whether I have my outer wear on or off. Alright. I'm pretty happy with this, like, actually. There's this one, and there's this one. And I won't go to this one because I don't have an idea for it. So that's a pretty productive stream, honestly. And wait, that actually took me less than an hour. Now that I think about it, it's because I did not add the colors. Wow. Who knew that coming up with designs is actually... Who knew that coming up with designs is actually easier when you have, like, a concept to work off of? Wow, I didn't know that. I came up with all these character designs, like, randomly. And that's why they have so little flavor to them. But if you have a concept, you can actually, like, throw things together. Like, you can see that these are all really, really distinct. Like, this guy who just has... who's very boxy and, like, has... lots of storage. And because he has lots of storage, he's a bit more boxy. And then you have the girl who is very naughty, has a lot of knots and a lot of tassels, a lot of hanging items. And what the heck is happening with her shoes? Because I still don't know what to do with that. And like lots of knots and lots of knots and lots of knots. And then you have the guy who's like a prince. This one's just generic, but like, you know, it tied it all together because that's the concept that I went with. Because there's already existing guidelines for like how to make him look princely. But yeah, yay! Yay! That is all. I'm done. Alright, then that means next week will be... Oh hey, I totally kept only one of my redesigns on. You lagged out? Oh no.
Brew.
Well, I am done. Here's the last one if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, so that is all for today. And next week will be the last of November, which is gonna be a reading stream. So I've looked through some things that I could read. Well, I called it a reading stream, but it's obviously a game where it's a pretty text-heavy game, but it's still a game, so I guess it's more like a gaming stream where I happen to read a lot. But I will be playing a game called Saihate Station next week. I believe I should be able to beat it in one stream, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I think I saw that the average play time is around 4 hours or something like that.
Cool.
But that, well, then again, there's like multiple endings, so it's that kind of story. I should be able to beat at least one playthrough, I'm thinking. And then whether or not I can do other playthroughs is another question.
I won't miss it.
But, I mean, even if I only do one playthrough, it's actually a free game, so if you're interested after I play it, you can always download it for free. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know how it will go. But yeah, that is all. I will turn off text to speech for next stream, and who knows when it will make
Cool.
another appearance. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking around for so long. Until next time, have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me put on my end card. Bye-bye.
Face purple crying.